to you, friends. This is Linda Gilbert here, and I'm really happy to welcome you along to the concert tonight for solo violin, the program that I have, and I'm very happy to present music of Bach and Bacewicz and Paganini. And so, yeah, we have for you tonight a little bit of a varied program, stylistically, because the Polish composer Bacewicz that you'll hear midway through is a modern composer, so 20th century, and she wrote a lot of miniatures, and the piece I'll be playing that she wrote is the third caprice for violin solo. And so just adjust some of the camera here. One moment. Yeah, so this is one of the pieces that is in the program tonight. And we have also the Bach solo excerpts from his partitas and sonatas. So I have for you tonight from the solo sonata in A minor, opening this recital, and it will be the Andante that we open with, followed by the Allegro, so the third and fourth movements from the solo violin sonata number 2 in A minor. A little bit about myself, just quickly, and I will, with pleasure, inform as I go along a bit more. But I was born in Australia, Sydney, and childhood, most of it was spent in the mid-north coast of New South Wales, so that part of the state in Australia. And then at the age of 21, I went on to continue studies. Of course, after many years already studying violin since the age of 6, I decided that I would like to further study in Russia. So that was at the age of 21 that I went actually over to Russia. And perhaps a little bit more about that as we go along. So welcome everybody who's just joined, and thank you so much for making the time to listen to this lovely music. So once again, just introducing that we start the program with the Andante and Allegro from the Sonata number 2 for solo violin in A minor by J.S Bach. You heard there the Bach Solo Sonata number 2 in A minor, the third and the fourth movements, Andante and Allegro. You may not know some of these works by Bach, or you may have heard them before, but as for me, I always really have a great pleasure to always, work on them, whether it be working in the practice room or performing. I really like to, to immerse myself in the great music of Bach. And I have to say that what fascinates me is the way he can just all the time have this energy. For example, in the fast movements, there's just such a lot of energy that with the bow, and it's great. Feels great to play, I always enjoy it for that. And also, I enjoy the harmonic ingenuity that Bach poured into these works. And of course, there are 3 solo sonatas altogether and 3 solo partitas. So I've kind of picked a few excerpts from a few of those. And so you first heard there from the second sonata. And now we go over to the first sonata for solo violin in the set. So this is G minor, the tonality. And as you might imagine, this is quite, G minor is a very dramatic, kind of serious key. And so, I think it's a wonderful opportunity for the violin to open up. And with all the wonderful harmonies. And I think that for me, the most satisfying thing about solo Bach is I get to be my own accompaniment and many other parts that normally the pianist plays. So, this is next we have the Adagio, and this is from the solo sonata in G minor. That was the first movement of the solo sonata in G minor by Johann Sebastian Bach. And as you may have noticed, there are so many interesting harmonic textures within that work. And the fact that Bach was a formidable organist is very obvious in this solo output for violin that he composed. And this work particularly is of the same kind of dignity and seriousness as, for me, like chords on an organ. So it's a really wonderful thing that Bach, for one little instrument with 4 strings, composed such profound and spiritual music. This is very important. As musicians, we sometimes get so kind of fascinated with the things that are the crowd pleasers and the kind of frivolous and fun stuff. But I think that for me, it's a great satisfaction equally to perform this very profound music of Bach. And solo violin even more, I think, because to perform solo Bach, it's always a special feeling and always something unique, always in my mind. I just feel myself that I'm just here, and I have to make absolutely every musical movement myself. So without a pianist and without anything, this music is very, very deep in that respect. So a little bit about this next solo Bach that you're going to hear. We haven't finished with him yet. So yes, you will hear now from the Partita number 3 in E major. So I have selected a few movements from this one. So the 2 minuets, and followed by the French dance, the bourrée, and the jig. So this is a very quite an opposite character to the work you just heard. And this is more light and sunny in its character, being in the major tonality. And yeah, it's very joyful and lively. These partitas that Bach wrote, in contrast to the solo sonatas, they are known for their dances. The movements are actually real dances that they had in those days. So these French dances, yeah. So we have actually the whole partita, which I won't be playing the whole of it tonight, but just to let you know that it starts with a prelude, which is like improvisation kind of thing. And then next, of course, it goes on to the slower movement. So the lourd, this is another French elegant dance. It's moderate in tempo. Then it goes to the gavotte on rondo. So yeah, the gavotte in the form of rondo. So this is another French dance. But I've chosen particularly for you to play. That's the minuet, the first minuet and second. And then you will hear the bourrée and then finally the jig. So without further ado, please enjoy the music again of Johann Sebastian Bach. And this will be for solo violin, this partita in E major. So the last 3 movements. Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to the 3 movements that you heard there of the Johann Sebastian Bach last 3 movements of Partita number 3 in E major. So, yeah, some elegant, light French dances there. And so we move on to the middle of our program tonight. And if you've just joined us, thank you very much. And you will hear now the music of the Polish composer, Bacewicz. And this piece is the, as I said earlier, the contemporary work. So, yeah, from the 20th century. And this piece is perhaps not very often heard. Her works, Galina Bacewicz, they're normally in the competitions, different things for young players. And I've actually been quite fascinated with her style of composition. This late Bacewicz, she was a formidable violinist herself, virtuoso of the highest quality. And she wrote some wonderful pieces for the violin, and particularly technical display things. I think you will notice how many different techniques are explored here. So we will play. I will play now the Bacewicz Caprice number 3. just a little tiny miniature, but full of violinistic fireworks. And I have to say that it had me fascinated from the first day I had a look at it. It was late last year, and I continued to be fascinated by its technical demands, and it's a great piece, I have to say, for something to display some of the technical ability of the performer. So I am really happy that you've joined us, and just in case you have just tuned in, stay with us because we do have a little bit of Paganini to finish now. But before I play that, I would like to just give a little bit of background. As I said, I was born in Sydney, and I started playing at the age of 6, and then the violin, and I spent my childhood in the mid-north coast of New South Wales. And so I went through different stages of my early years of study, and I eventually decided when I was around 15 or so that I would really like to pursue the Russian language in study for myself, but it was independent at first, and then I went further with it for a reason. And of course, I was thinking at that time about further study overseas, and I decided that I would definitely make sure that it happened, that I went to Russia. And of course, it was a big dream to have at that age, but I wanted to make sure that it was realized. And I had plans, of course, to go to Moscow and to study in one of the great music schools there. And my aim was to be accepted into the Conservatory of Moscow. And that is, of course, named after the great composer Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky. And I think that, of course, is a familiar name to you, a Russian composer. And this, of course, this music school for me, just to inform you that, of course, many years went by, and I eventually, when I was accepted into Moscow Conservatory, it was the year 2012. And then I decided to, go into the first year after preparatory, and the preparatory course was what I started with. And so then I went on from first year till the second year, and then third year, fourth, and finally the fifth. And the graduation year, the fifth year, had a lot of chamber music and experiences to do great performances in one of their very special concert halls. So the chamber hall of the Moscow Conservatory was where I was able to undertake the graduation examination recital for the subjects that were required. So the specialty subject being the violin, and then the chamber music as well. Actually, those other subjects came first, and then finally the violin recital at the end. And I really enjoyed my time in study at the Moscow Conservatory. I made many friends, and I always will remember those times where I experienced significant artistic development and achievements. And it's, of course, I'm indebted forever to my mentors in that wonderful school. So I think that, they had a big influence on the way I looked at music from that time on. And now I've never looked back, really, and I want to continue. To when it's possible, to go back overseas and to hopefully to Europe as well as Russia, and play more concerts. Of course, in this year 2020, it was an unexpected year for us all, and we, of course, all of us had to change plans, and no doubt many musicians had plans, of course, like because that's their life's work. And sadly, of course, a lot of things had to be changed around, and many musicians, practically all, would have experienced the cancellations somewhere. I never really thought that in 2020 I would be putting on my concert dress and playing to you here in my lounge room instead of a real live audience. But I thank you very much for joining in tonight, and it's been really fun to play for you. And this last work which I have is from the set of Paganini caprices. So this is number 13 in B flat major. Niccolo Paganini is maybe a familiar name to some of you, the violin virtuoso of the 19th century, born in Italy, in Genoa. And of course, he was from an early age just prodigiously gifted with the violin. And by the time he was concertizing and readily using his own compositions in his concert programs, he had really opened up so many new technical possibilities for the instrument. And so he really championed the recital as such, like his compatriot Franz Liszt as well. I think that this set of 24 caprices, of course, is on all the study programs for every serious violinist. It's, of course, one of the pinnacles of the repertoire. And Paganini, of course, he wrote 24 of them. And bit by bit, as I will be doing subsequent recitals online for you, I will include, some more of the caprices from this wonderful set of 24 that Paganini wrote. And so, I just decided to play number 13 in tonight's program. And so this is a very cheeky one. And the character is very whimsical. But then in the middle, it's got a fiery contrasting section. So please enjoy the caprice number 13 by Niccolo Paganini. thank you everybody for listening to this recital tonight. You heard there the 13th caprice of Niccolo Paganini from his set of 24 caprices. A special thank you to those that may have purchased the virtual ticket. A little bit about what that goes to. Your contribution in this way will assist so that I can go back to overseas and continue my professional work and professional life in Russia and abroad. And when that becomes possible, of course, with the travel situation at the moment in the world, it's a little bit unknown when I will be able to go back. But certainly the plan is either late this year or early next year. So pending the funds raised, of course, for that to happen. And I really have a great passion for violin teaching as well as performance. And I would like to mention just now, before I forget actually, that on the 28th to the 30th of September, I'm planning to give an online masterclass to young students. And yeah, it is my great passion to share these pedagogical insights that I have gained when I went through all my studies in Moscow. And so it's a really great privilege to have to share it with the next generation of young players. So I would just like to take this opportunity to invite anyone out there that may be listening who knows of any youngsters that are already learning violin, maybe. Please feel free to request more information. There is actually the information on my Facebook page about that masterclass, but also you will be able to contact me if you have any questions, and I'd be delighted to hear. The closing date actually for the submission of applications is at 11:59 p.m. on Sunday. That's tomorrow. So yeah, the word's been out for a little while now, but I just thought I'd give it a plug to anyone out there listening. Yeah, if you'd like to discuss and if you have questions about this online masterclass before the closing date tomorrow night, please feel free to get in touch. Thank you everybody for listening tonight to this program, and for once again for those that purchased virtual tickets, thank you very, very much for your kind, thoughtful generosity. And yeah, I of course intend that this is not the last online concert that I have to do. Of course, I must keep on to presenting these new programs. I must keep doing that because I have a long way to go to reach the target for the fundraising. And so your help towards that goal is deeply, deeply appreciated, because yeah, it's just a situation, of course, this year that was such an unexpected one. And so yeah, I mean, this of course is like many musicians, this difficult time where yeah, we have to think of innovative ways to just keep our art alive at the moment. So it's of course my pleasure to present online concerts, and where it's anyone may be in a position to buy a virtual ticket, I'm very grateful to those people. But as you may have seen also, the next concert that I have is on the 27th of this month. So that's just in 8 days' time. And that one is going to be with a couple of colleagues. So it will be a little bit of a family affair as well, with my mother playing the piano. And it will be fun to play with my friend from Sydney, Lydia Barra. And we will be playing some great music for two violins. And as well, there'll be a couple of solo numbers as well, which I'd with pleasure love to play. And yeah, so I invite you all to tune in to that one. So that's going to be at 3 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on the Sunday, 27th of September. So you will be glad to know that there are more solo recitals coming, and more with piano, So while I'm still here, I'm very pleased to be able to share this music, even though we can't do it from the normal concert halls and venues, these days. At least I can still reach people with music this way. So thank you so much, everyone. And so have a very good evening. And don't forget to spread the word if you can about the masterclass on the 28th. That's online. The closing date for that is tomorrow evening, 11:59 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. The details are all on my Facebook page. If you have difficulty locating any of the information, please feel free to contact me by the private message, and I'd be delighted to hear from you. If you know of anyone that plays, or if you would like to participate yourself, you may be interested in applying. So I'm just putting it out there in case there might be anyone listening that would like to have a go and participate and benefit from this really exciting opportunity. So that's pretty much all from me tonight. And thanks one and all for listening. Thanks for your support ongoing. It's a very, tough road to musicians face, particularly now with the coronavirus, all the changes, to audience numbers in halls. And even now, I still haven't played a recital in for a live audience since the 1st of March. And that was in London, so in the UK. So I'm really hungry, of course, to get out there again when that's possible for me, to play another concert in a live setting, of course, with real live audience. But while we're waiting for that time, I'm still really happy to be able to present my favorite music to you online. So thanks, everyone, and see you at the next one. Tune in on the 27th of September, 3:00 p.m. for Linda Gilbert and friends. And so we look forward to that one. Thank you so much, everybody, and have a very good evening. Thank you. Bye-bye. A very good evening to you, friends. This is Linda.